how does a sourdough? Testing different inclusions to see if it's a hit or a miss. Let's try Biscoff cookie butter. The inspiration for this recipe came from my first trip to Korea, where I first got to try these addictive cookies. I started this recipe by spreading cookie butter onto a parchment paper, then placed the tray in the freezer. My goal was to get the cookie butter to firm up a little bit so it'd be easier to cut up into pieces. As you can see, it wasn't too easy to spread around, it's quite sticky. After I placed the cookie butter in the freezer, it's time to start working on the dough. I started with an autolyse by mixing bread flour and water. Cover and let that sit for 1 hour. After 1 hour, I added the salt, a little bit of water to dissolve the salt, and mix that together. I forgot to add the levain, so I'm adding it here. And I did a couple slap and folds to integrate all that together. Cover and let it sit for 1 hour. After an hour, I'm going to start with stretch and folds. Stretch up the dough and fold it over to the other side. You want to do at least 4 or until you meet some resistance. Cover and let it rest for 30 to 45 minutes. During the second set of stretch and folds, I added in crushed cookies and the frozen cookie butter I cut up. I then did some stretch and folds. Cover and let it rest for 30 to 45 minutes. On the third set of stretch and folds, I basically integrated more of the cookie and the cookie butter and repeated the same process by doing stretch and folds. Cover and let it sit for 30 to 45 minutes. After the rest period, we're going to do a final set of stretch and folds. And after that, cover until bulk fermentation is complete. This is how the dough looks like after bulk fermentation is complete. Place it onto your work surface, stretch out the dough, and we're going to go ahead and shape the dough as you can see here. I rolled it up, and then rolled it up one more time here, and then transfer to a rice flour lined banneton and place in the fridge overnight. This is how the dough looks like the next day. We're going to transfer it onto a parchment paper, dust off the excess flour, and score. I usually do 2 scores. First score is a deeper score, and the second score is parallel along the first score. I then baked in a preheated Dutch oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes, lid on, and at 420 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, lid off. And this is the final result. So how did it sourdough? It was a hit. The outer layer was crispy with beautiful blisters throughout. The inside was sweet, buttery, and nutty from the cookie butter. And this is our crumb shot. As you can see, there was development of some layers, almost like a croissant. Another look into the inside of the bread, and a little ASMR. Ten out of 10, I recommend you try this one. Happy sourdoughing.
겉에 크리스피하고 맛있네. 바삭바삭하고 촉촉해 이것도. 달짝지근하네. 이건 디저트로 먹어도 되겠다.